The heat of passion can make even the strongest man feel powerless. But when this man's passion turned to rage, it cost a young woman her life. Our number 3 act of love gone wrong led to the tragic death of Dominique Dunne.
She was just a delight. From the very moment I met her, she was, had a light inside her.
In 1982, Dominique Dunne enjoyed a charmed life.
Her father was the producer, Dominique Dunne, who's now this very successful crime writer. And her brother was Griffin Dunne, and she was a moderately successful actress at that time.
Dominique was beautiful, in love, and her acting career was taking off.
I met Dominique on the set of Poltergeist, which was her first film.
Dominique's boyfriend, John Sweeney, was also on the fast track. He was the assistant chef at the posh LA restaurant, Ma Maison. For all their passion and promise, there was a dark side to the relationship. According to reports, John became obsessive and controlling.
Sweeney went borderline stalker. He was following her to classes. He was showing up on sets to shows she was working on.
Dunne ended the relationship in September of 1982. On October 30th, Dominique was rehearsing for a television pilot called V with actor David Packer. There was a knock on her door. It was John Sweeney.
Dominique is a bit worried at this point, but she tells her friend who she's running lines with, I can handle this, and she steps outside and talks to Sweeney.
From inside the house, David Packer heard angry voices.
He heard kicking, and then he heard Dominique scream a couple of times.
As the screams continued, Packer placed a frantic call to a friend.
Left a message on the answering machine and said, if I die tonight, John Sweeney did it.
The shocking thing was that someone could have been inside the house, had heard her scream, I believe, and didn't go out and do anything to try and stop it.
Then David called the police. Finally, he went outside.
He saw Sweeney with his hands around her neck.
When police officers arrived, Sweeney had his hands in the air. John confessed, I killed my girlfriend.
My first impression was that he was concerned with himself more than he was Miss Dunne.
Dominique Dunne lay unconscious in the driveway. She was taken to Cedars-Sinai Medical Center, where she died 5 days later. Dominique was only 22 years old. Sweeney was charged with murder. The case went to trial in August of 1982.
The coroner ultimately testified that the strangulation of Dominique Dunne took at least 4 minutes.
The prosecutor also attempted to establish a history of abuse.
A former girlfriend of John Sweeney's was ready to testify that he had put her in the hospital with beatings.
The court ruled that evidence inadmissible.
On September 21st, 1983, the 8-man, 4-woman jury found John Sweeney guilty of manslaughter. Maximum sentence, 6 years.
The tragedy is that he was only sentenced to 6 years. He killed somebody. That man should have been put away for the rest of his life.
I was absolutely stunned when I heard the verdict. I was furious. I was enraged.
Sweeney was released from prison after 2.5 years. A mere 4 months later, Sweeney landed a job as head chef at the Chronicle, a popular restaurant in Santa Monica. Dominique's family was outraged.
The Dunne family would actually show up with picket signs saying, the hands that are preparing this meal are the hands that strangled my sister or daughter.
John Sweeney eventually changed his name and left California.
I think she had tremendous potential, and it would be wonderful to be able to see where she would have gone with that. So it's really incredibly sad, and it's our loss.